AITA for not letting my miracle baby niece be my flower girl at my wedding. My 27F older brother and Sil, both mid-30s, just welcomed their first child a year and a half ago. After years of trying, after many failed attempts, Sil was told that she wouldn't be able to conceive due to a medical condition she has. They finally got pregnant. Since having my niece, the baby has been the center of attention at every family even we've had since she was born. Birthdays, weddings, family get-togethers, you name it. Now don't get me wrong, I love my niece. But it can get to be a little too much when my Sil goes on and on about how long they tried to conceive, complications they've had, miscarriages they've had, etc. Like a little too much info. Many family members have commented on how it's a little bit excessive. But no one has said anything because they don't want to sound like an awe. Anyway, I'm getting married in the spring and my brother and Sil approached me last weekend about having my niece be the flower girl. Now my fiancé, 35M, has 2 children, 10M and 6F, from his previous marriage. His son is one of his groomsmen, while his daughter had asked to be our flower girl when we told them the news that we were getting married a year ago, as it's something she always wanted to do. So of course we said yes. So I explained this to my Sil when she asked me about my niece. She asked if my stepdaughter can just carry my niece with her. I said I don't think she'd be comfortable with that considering she's 6. She then asked why I can't give that role to my niece and allow herself to carry my niece down as the flower girl. I said no because I already promised my stepdaughter. She then started going off about how my lack of effort to incorporate my niece is disgusting to her. I should honor her in some way since I know how long and hard they tried for my niece. Now I may sound like an awe for this, but I kind of got fed up and snapped and said, incorporate my niece how? By the time the wedding comes around she'll be 2 years old. The entire family already knows your story about how long and hard you guys tried for her. What more do you expect me to do to honor her? Quote. She started crying and said that clearly I don't love my one and only niece and I'm letting her down. I said of course I love my niece. And obviously she's going to be involved in pictures and stuff. But I'm not going to let my stepdaughter down by giving my niece a role she's too young to remember anyway. Well, now Sil and my brother are pissed off with me for not letting my niece be flower girl. And are running around telling the rest of the family I don't love my niece. My mom had been trying to stay neutral but thinks my stepdaughter would understand if I explain to her I need to give that role to my niece. I'm firm in my decision though. And my fiancé is thankful that I didn't let his daughter down. AITA for not allowing my niece to be the flower girl? Thinks my stepdaughter would understand if I explained to her I need to give that role to my niece. So unlike you, a regular kid, my niece is a miracle baby, and therefore more important and deserving. Even though she's a toddler and less closely related. Oh hell no. Good job standing up for your choices and your stepdaughter. NTA. That poor little baby. Your Sil needs to get some counseling while the child is still young enough. Or she's going to ruin that little girl's life with her weirdness. Entitlement. Expectations. The burden of being made to feel special just for having been born. That poor kid should get the chance to have a normal childhood. This is probably not the right time. But when this ridiculousness blows over, hopefully, you should suggest to your brother that your Sil see a therapist about these feelings. NTA for standing up for your soon-to-be stepdaughter. 6 is old enough for this to be an important day for her. NTA. She's their miracle baby, not yours. The fact that they want you to disappoint you soon-to-be stepdaughter in order to make their daughter the focus of your wedding is absurd. NTA. Your family is cracked in the head if they think that you should treat someone else's kid like they are your kid at the expense of your literal stepkid. Like your stepkid is your kid. Ask them why they are refusing to honor and love your stepkids. NTA. Do not, for the love of all things holy, let your niece be flower girl. Your sil needs to learn that her kid is not more important to you than your soon-to-be stepchildren. You are taking on a big role in the lives of these children, and they have to know that you are going to stick up for them. This is the hill, and if you need to die on it with your sil, then so be it. NTA. Your wedding. Your choice. Your sil is lucky you didn't say, no children under X age, because that is becoming super popular. Honestly, sil will try to make her daughter the center of attention. Denying her request just gives her less of a platform. The relationship you're creating with your bonus children is very important and delicate. Do not back down. I guarantee everyone she is telling that you don't love your niece knows she's full of BS. These manipulative tactics are to get you to change your mind. Sil is just trying to feed the attention train that is dwindling since her miracle daughter is almost 2. Stay strong and maybe ask a friend to be a buffer between you and her on the day of. Congratulations. NTA. NTA. Hold your ground. My sympathies to the baby though. Imagine growing up your whole life being told you're a miracle and the center of the universe. That's going to be one messed up kid. INTA. Do not make your stepdaughter share the light or step down. That will only cause issues. NTA. And a 2 years old for sure doesn't give a F of being a flower girl, while your stepdaughter does. NTA. Let them be pissed. If ever there was a time to take a stand for your stepdaughter, it is now. Without knowing her story, or how she came to be part of your life. She's 6 years old, and you've made a commitment to be in her life. The moment you make it official revolves around her as much as it does you. You absolutely have every right to honor the stepdaughter over the niece. And these first moments as stepmom are going to cause the ripple that forms the pond that is your relationship for her whole life. Trust me, if you back down now and give her spot away, it's going to ruin more than just your wedding. ETA. Thanks for all the upvotes. I never expected all that smiling face with hearts. OMG, thank you for the awards! Exclamation mark. Starstruck. NTA. Do not do this. Stepkids already have to share way more than they were ever consulted for. Let her do this by herself without princess niece, or later in life we'll all be reading on Dear Reddit AITA for not wanting my stepmom's niece at my NTA. And I feel really sorry for that miracle baby. It is going to have so much therapy to get over what is going to be a traumatic childhood by this nutball mother. NTA. And I think it's very concerning and very telling about how spoiled your niece is likely to become. That your sil didn't even try to frame this as just finding a way for your niece participate, which might have been understandable, but had the sheer gall to suggest to you that you and your partner, the actual bride and groom, owed it to her miracle child to honor her at your wedding. She actually suggested that this child deserved to be if not the person of honor on your special day, several years after her birth. I mean, how many years does she intend to keep this up for? How many years does she intend to spend insisting that other people honor her child at their occasions, in place of themselves and their own immediate family members? It's not just that it's obnoxious. It's genuinely unhealthy for this poor kid. She's being put on a pedestal and taught that she is different from and above all, not just other children but literally everyone else from her life. They're basically worshipping her. And it's not that I don't get it. Aside from siblings who struggled with infertility, I have a very, very close friend whose infertility battle meant that he and his wife were married nearly 20 years before they were able to have a beautiful, healthy, bio-child of their own. Can you imagine? Almost 2 decades. Theirs was a miracle in the truest sense. And yet, do you know what they don't do? Ask other people to worship their kid or place them at the center of their own special occasions. In fact, they're thrilled to pieces just to hear that people love their kid and think they're doing a good job as parents. That's enough for them. The gift of being parents after all this time. And to see people love their sweet, well-mannered child. You are NTA. But OMG, your Sil is doing that kid a disservice. Your response is completely appropriate. Your wedding is not the place to honor someone else's 2-year-old. Not even a beloved rainbow baby niece. NTA at all. There is way your niece gets to be a part of this. Over your stepdaughter. Her dad is getting married. And there is no need to honor the miracle baby at every family event. Your sister needs to be careful, as this special story about her daughter will soon become the joke of the family if she keeps pushing it. NTA. And continue to stand firm. Your brother, Sil, are complete assholes here. They are out of line every step of the way. I'm sure their daughter is great and they think the world of her. It has nothing to do with your wedding. For them to even suggest your stepdaughter, a person who is part of your immediate family and who is profoundly involved in your whole marriage, is at all inferior to your niece, is, to put it nicely, idiotic and offensive. Your mom is also a major asshole. She's not staying neutral at all. She's actually trying to justify your asshole brother, Sil's demands. That's awful. I would probably give them one more chance to drop this completely and accept your decisions about your wedding and show you basic respect. If they are unable or unwilling to do that, I would tell them in some very impolite words just how important they are to the wedding. Which is to say, they are not important at all, and how their absence is going to be the only wedding gift you'll accept from them. NTA. Stepdaughter trumps niece. And the miracle birth part is irrelevant to that. This is your partner's child. Of course she comes first. NTA. Your niece is special to her parents because the path was long and difficult for them. But everyone else has their own special people for their own reasons. It sounds harsh, but miscarriages and IVF are not good enough reasons to impose your own wishes on someone else's wedding. You might make exceptions for people who haven't much time left, perhaps. But as you said, your niece won't even remember the day. It's beyond ridiculous. This is you and your fiancé's day, and his daughter should naturally come first, and your loyalty should firstly be to him, not the rest of your family. He will appreciate how you didn't back down and supported him. Sounds like a great foundation for a happy marriage. Don't let them grind you down. Hard NTA. Your fiancé's daughter wants to do it, is the appropriate age, etc., etc., etc. Your sister needs therapy. NTA. Your niece won't know or remember the wedding at all. So the only one your Sil is trying to benefit is herself. And to suggest that you remove your husband's own daughter from the wedding so that your Sil can feel special is just narcissistic as hell.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.